How I found Up with People. I was studying at university, and they were in my like in the lobby area of a somewhere. I was walking somewhere, and they had like a booth up, and they were like, "Hey, come to our show." And I thought, "Oh, this looks cool," because it's young people, and I was at the end of my university time. And so they're like, "Come to our show." So I decided to go to the show, but I was working, so I couldn't go to the full show. So I made it at the end because they were like, "Come interview. You'll be great for the show. You're great for this program." So I got to this. They were in a theater in Victoria, British Columbia. That was like a theater that I'd seen big performances in. So it was really cool to go and be like, "Oh, Up with People's, here." And I got there right at the end of the show, and at the end of every show, pretty much, Up with People does their song "Up with People." And all of the students that were in the show were in the lobby, and they were all excited and talking and getting ready to go down the aisles of the theater and sing their song. And so I was there watching them, and I was like, I want to, like, the energy and the excitement was so amazing. I was like, I want to be a part of this. And so then they bust through the doors and they're singing Up with People, and that's the end of the show. And I was like, this is so cool. So I went and I interviewed, and while I was interviewed, they have you sit in, like, they don't have like a special room because they're just in the theater. So we sat in the like mezzanine, and I watched as I was being interviewed, the entire cast that wasn't doing interviews take the set down, wrap it out, put it in a truck. And I'm like, this is amazing. They sing, they dance, they, do all the technical stuff. I want to be a part. So I applied, I was accepted, and I traveled and Up with People for actually 8 years. I traveled as a student, and then I kind of moved up. I worked in admissions for a couple of years, then I was a production manager for a couple of years, and then I was a company manager or cast manager. And then Up with People kind of closed and reformatted, and at that point I was like, what do I do? And that's when I jumped to the DGA program. But I recommend Up with People to anyone that wants to travel the world. I mean, we stayed in host families everywhere we went. So you're eating the food, you're learning about the culture, you're living in a home that's like, I was in, I don't know, anywhere in Europe. Some of my friends went to Japan. We went to Hawaii, which was very cool. I went to Hong Kong one year. It was amazing. And then you're doing community service in those different towns. So you're learning about the needs of different communities, and also like your own, like what your own community might need or what it has. And then you're traveling with students from all over the world, so you're making friendships with people from Estonia and England and, Norway and, Illinois, all over the place. So it was just, and then you're performing on stage for people that don't normally get entertainment in their towns. We went to a small town like Pocahontas, Iowa. It's a town of 2,000. We performed in their auditorium at their high school, but they don't get Wicked. They don't get, but this was an opportunity for them to see live entertainment with, this multicultural facet, and I recommend it to anyone who wants to travel.